In this part 2 of the video, we are going to discuss Stufen plan, the stage-by-stage plan mentioned in Hitler's Mein Kampf. But before that, if we look at the other side of the war factors, the impact of global economic crisis due to Great Depression in 1930s had led to mass unemployment, failure of democracy, which ultimately led Hitler's rise to power. If there had been no economic crisis, Hitler would have very little chance to take over. Hitler had exploited this situation to fulfill his end in mind and pursued his aggressive foreign policy. Nazis could gear the domestic policy to meet the needs of their expansionist foreign policy. Therefore, military conscription and rearmament could also relieve mass unemployment, the major then existing problem in Germany. Now coming to his Stufen plan. The failure of disarmament conference in 1933 aided to the cause of Hitler's ambition. Hitler manipulated the reluctance of France towards embracing general disarmament to justify Germany's withdrawal from the disarmament conference and finally from the League of Nations in 1933. German military spending in 1934 and 35 increased fivefold when compared to the expenditure of 1933 and 34. Germany leaving the League plus going for open armament had alarmed the other powers who were still suffering from the effects of the depression and therefore had limited means to respond as they were busy in reconstructing their own economic structure. The next step was ensuring Poland's neutrality. After rearmament, Hitler took the next step of ensuring Poland's neutrality by signing a non-aggression pact with Poland for 10 years. This pact was signed to secure Germany's eastern border. In case of attack on eastern border by Germany, this pact would keep Poland neutral. This pact also helped to undermine the French alliance system in Eastern Europe, the Little Entente, as it directly countered the Franco-Polish alliance of 1925. This alliance had been signed due to fear of Germany's growing influence after the Locarno treaties. France wanted to stay safe by entering into alliance with Eastern European German-speaking countries. The non-aggression pact also gave the impression to the international community that Hitler's intentions were ultimately peaceful. Hitler's next move was towards Austria. Hitler wanted to unify Austria with Germany. However, this was forbidden by the Treaty of Versailles, and any attempt to achieve this might lead to confrontation with the European power. A chance came for Hitler in 1934 when a pro-Nazi group murdered the Austrian Chancellor Engelbert Dollfuss and attempted to seize power in a coup, but the Italian leader Mussolini sent troops to the border and the coup failed. Hitler then realized that the time was not yet ripe for his expansionist ambitions in Austria. However, during the Tsar plebiscite in 1935, Hitler was able to use his propaganda tactics through his propaganda minister Joseph Goebbels. Tsar was governed by the League as a mandate for 15 years from 1920 to 35. Now it was the time to decide the future of Tsar. Wilson's principle of self-determination was applied in Tsar by a plebiscite, and the result was overwhelming victory of Hitler by 9-1 in favor of uniting with Germany. Tsar plebiscite encouraged Hitler to go further in his aim, and he announced the increase of his armament program. This step again was a violation of the Treaty of Versailles. Hitler now declared the existence of an army of more than 500,000 men and admitted the existence of an air force. Now, in response to Hitler's attack on the Treaty of Versailles, in particular German rearmament, the growing concern and fear led to the joint agreement of Britain, France and Italy in the form of Stresa Front, named after the town in Italy, in which the agreement was signed. However, this agreement became meaningless when Britain and Germany signed a naval agreement The Anglo-German Naval Agreement of 1935. British had not consulted the French in signing this agreement. The agreement was an attempt by Britain to limit German naval expansion. This, on the contrary, was another victory of Hitler, as Britain in effect had accepted German rearmament. It also revealed that Hitler's aggression was successfully intimidating the other European powers. This agreement also created a gulf or mistrust between France and Britain, as France was being ignored while signing this pact, which paved way for France signing a treaty of mutual assistance with Russia in 1935, the same year, to reduce the threat from Central Europe, in fact, Germany.